Dillon Gabriel is not an NFL quarterback. Handle it. Look at the rookie. You wasted a season for this? You wasted a season for this, ladies and gentlemen. This doodle, you thought it didn't mean anything? Look at this. He can't see over the defenders. He was supposed to have 6 interceptions today.
The rookie Gabriel.
Look, NFL, you guys love Dillon Gabriel. I'm about to break down this game with facts and stats, and I'm not biased at all. We just speak real NFL truth here. Go ahead and smash that like button for DJ BlessOne, the best one. I am not your favorite YouTubers. Hell no. We speak truths over here. The hell with your sponsorships. Give me my goddamn theme song.
I've been broke so many times. I don't want to believe. Mama say it's my fault. It's my fault. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Niggas bless up on my.
This little munchkin that could, if you give Dillon Gabriel the time to mess up. One thing we've learned, Dillon Gabriel will mess up the entire program, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to break down the stats with receipts. You guys are going to enjoy this video. Going to be one of them long videos on a Sunday. I don't even have to make any more videos today because they threw the leprechaun in the game. And we thought something could actually happen with this leprechaun, but he brought us to the Lollipop Guild. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, and in the name of the Lollipop Guild, we wish to welcome you to Munchkin Land.
Yes, that's entirely the truth. Munchkin Land. Let's talk about Munchkin Land. Man, I gotta talk about this right now. Dillon Gabriel, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. Dillon Gabriel and the Cleveland Browns just embarrassed themselves against the Pittsburgh Steelers. 6 sacks, probably more than that, nearly 6 interceptions. And somehow people want to pretend that this was an okay performance. Wait till the Hawaiian media and the ESPN conglomerate watch how they juke up Dillon Gabriel's stats, and they're going to make another excuse. He didn't play that bad at all. If you look at it, it was his teammates. He played exceptional, but they're going to negate everything. Listen to me. Somehow they will pretend this was an okay performance. Nah, let's be real. This was a disaster from start to finish. Now, before y'all come in my comments with excuses, I just want to remind everybody, Shedeur Sanders would have played better. Period. He reads defense faster, he makes smarter throws, and actually stays calm in the goddamn pocket. Dillon Gabriel looked like a deer in headlights the entire game. And here's what really kills me. Hawaii sports media, ESPN, CBS, Fox Sports, all your journalists, ESPN, Cleveland, mostly Cleveland Browns media, if you want me to be real. The same people that hyped Dillon since college, his 6 years in college, don't forget that part. They're gonna gaslight this whole thing. They'll say, oh, he was poised, he managed the game well. Nah, man, Dillon was a check down machine. Every throw was 5 yards or less. There was no downfield threat at all, no confidence. He should have had 4 interceptions easily. The Steelers defenders just dropped the passes. 6 sacks, holding the ball too long, panicking in the pocket, and they still refuse to give Shedeur even 1/4 of play time. That's disrespectful, bro. What more did you need? The announcers were glazing Dillon Gabriel the entire game. I mean, what do you really want me to say during horrible play calling such as this right here? Are going to be blamed on that moment right there. Listen, sacks after sacks, ladies and gentlemen. It was too goddamn predictable. Look. That's holding the ball too long, ladies and gentlemen. My advice to Cleveland Brown fans, start allegedly drinking heavily. This is going to happen for the next 2 decades. Your abysmal show, the gaslighting throws. Please do not blame the faults of the receivers. During one possession, the receivers one drive, they had 2 drops. But the entire game, there was probably a total of 3 drops. What about the rest of the plays? You're going to make excuses for this. Listen to me. Dillon Gabriel is not that guy. I doubted he ever was. But let's go more into it. The announcers were glazing Dillon Gabriel the entire game, acting like he's some legend. They were bringing up all his college records on the longevity, but they failed to mention the man played 6 seasons in college. Of course, you'll have stats that are higher and above than Shedeur's. When he had 2 years in the Power 5, this scrub quarterback, Dillon Gabriel, had 6 years. So if you've been around since the Obama era, you're supposed to look good with the so-called experience. I'm sitting there like, bro, this is not it. Dillon Gabriel looked like the great value brand, the great value Walmart brand, that is, of Baker Mayfield, because he's playing great in Tampa. So who really was the scrub organization, Baker Mayfield or the lowly Cleveland Browns? Listen, Dillon Gabriel, he's running around like a chicken with his head cut off, throwing mostly non-catchable balls. And that's only when he went over the 5-yard passes, they were non-catchable balls. So of course you thought he was throwing darts. Of course any balls will look like darts when you're only throwing them 5 yards and less. Let's just be honest, guys. Let's be honest about this. And the coaches are acting like that's growth. And the notice, and I want you guys to notice how all of a sudden you got fans who never supported the Browns in their life now rooting for them just to hate on Shedeur Sanders. Same thing that happened at Colorado. These folks are obsessed with melanated people, Deion Sanders and Shedeur. This is deeper than football, and it's bigger than football. You cannot no longer make excuses for the racists and the people who only follow just to harp on Shedeur Sanders' downfall. So let's bring more facts with these gullible, delusional fans.
What score are you going with? Cleveland Browns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going Browns 21, Steelers 20. I think today's going to be a shock win for the Browns.
All right, no more fun and games. Time to right the ship. And it starts with you, Pittsburgh. That's right, Steelers week. You know what that means? That means we're going to play nasty. It means we're going to play with more attitude than we ever have all season. Now, we are...
Hey, Amanda, the mortgage payment didn't go through. It says it went to Cleveland Browns something money line.
Yeah, it did.
Goddamn delusional fans. And to make matters worse, Tony Grossi was out here on his knees about this game and how he'll take a victory over Steelers versus the Browns actually having a winning season. This is a national professional pundit with ESPN conglomerate who's literally telling the world, I hate Shedeur Sanders so much that I'll take a win with Dillon versus the Steelers as an actual victory for the Browns. Cleveland, is this your man?
If I say we're going to go 2-15 and the 2 wins are at Pittsburgh and Baltimore Sunday, would you take it?
In a second, I would take that.
Yes!
Tony,
Yes!
because you're getting,
Yes!
in my opinion, you're getting Lenore's Sellers or
Yes!
whoever you.
Get out of here. So he's basically saying, I want to see Dillon beat Shedeur and I want to see Shedeur lose just so Browns can somewhat have hope of another quarterback. I told you they don't really like Dillon Gabriel. I mean, would you like Dillon Gabriel too when he's playing horrible like this? Look at this scrub. What do you call this, guys? Look at this. Awful. Would you want Dillon to be your quarterback too? I mean, this is redundant as possible. You cannot make this up. Look at this. Would you want that as your quarterback? The scrub leprechaun can't even really throw, guy. If it's over 5 yards, and let's be fair, if it's over 15 yards, it's over with him. Look at this. He cannot throw. That is not Ngoku's fault. And he got his receivers injured today. I seen Kevin Stefanski play calling that is a danger to a lot of guys. The Shedeur Sanders racists really have nothing else to say, but they kept predicting all week how Cleveland were going to defeat the Steelers because they don't live in truth. When guys have to live in lies, no wonder Aaron Rodgers can come in the game and manage to do this. Cleveland Browns defense is overrated. And if you want me to be fair, the defense is no good when your offense are throwing 3 and outs. It brings the defense back on the field. They're exhausted, but also they're overrated. Now, let's just be honest. Let's be goddamn honest. The Browns defense was getting beat all game long. Can we be honest about that? They were getting beat too. Steelers receivers drop a ton of passes. Otherwise, this game would have been a blowout. It kind of was. And Dillon getting sacked, that's not just the offensive line. That's because he's nervous and refuses to throw the ball. Remember they claimed Shedeur held the ball too long? Who is going to be brave enough to explain that Dillon Gabriel holds on the ball entirely too long? When there is no max protection for Dillon Gabriel, it breaks. And when there is max protection, the defense already know the predictable play calling that's going to be called next. Listen to me. When max protection ain't there, he folds. He folds. He thought these dump passes and little 5-yard throws were gonna win games, ladies and gentlemen. That's not NFL football. And Coach Kevin Stefanski, same predictable Pop Warner level play calling. Dudes out here hand-holding Dillon Gabriel like he's a middle school quarterback, ladies and gentlemen. Even when Dillon had a small drive going in the second quarter, he panicked again. He missed wide open throws, misread coverages, and the coaches mismanaged the clock like they were allergic to touchdowns. Shedeur, meanwhile, sitting on the sideline, focused, calm, checking plays, still supporting his teammates. That's professionalism. That's leadership. But the Cleveland media don't want that because if Shedeur wins, they lose their little drama storylines. They lose when the Browns lose. It gives, actually, they love when the Browns lose because it gives them ratings. They profit of the dysfunctionality of the Browns organization. If Shedeur starts and wins, suddenly they got nothing to talk about. All those insiders, experts look like fools. This is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on. I got something else to put out here to show you that was a level of disgrace by this organization, because you're going to see nothing but sheer cut cases of excuse for this lowly organization. Pay attention to what I'm trying to show you. When it was halftime, the Brown fans, the real ones, they were going berserk. They wanted Shedeur to get in the game desperately. They were shouting it. It was all over social media how to actually catch a ball. It's like Joe Flacco was definitely Thanos today. He was definitely Thanos. To see that Myles Garrett is predicting the Super Bowl, this overrated talent of a so-called Hall of Fame star is just not who you want to represent your organization. I think the interception machine has proven it's a failed project. This experiment with Dillon Gabriel is done. He is too short, ladies and gentlemen. He is not a short quarterback like a Kyler Murray or a Baker Mayfield who have somewhat of athleticism, who can mask their shortness. Look at this short quarterback. Tell me he's not too short. Pay attention, guys. Look at this. Watts was swatting his balls everywhere. Look at the halftime reports. You guys can make this screen bigger and tell me, what are we watching here? When you have to deal with the racist haters, you understand you're not speaking to real football fans. Look at all these scrubs who predicted a lot of wins for the Browns. Their predictions have been L's and L's and L's and more L's, like it was Dipset with Jew L's. It's horrible, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot make this up. Let me just go off for the rest of this. And can we talk about the refs? The Browns were getting bailed out by flags after flags all game long. That one late pass interference literally saved Dillon Gabriel from another pick. Without those penalties, he's benched before halftime if we believe the Browns are a real organization, but they are not. Then you got Kevin Stefanski putting his second string running back on kick returns. Sampson is a great running back and he's serviceable. He can last at least for the next minimum 4 years. And you're throwing him on special teams. He almost got injured 2 different times. Like, bro, do you want to get your starters hurt? This whole organization is a circus and a ruckus from the front office to the coaching staff. Shedeur Sanders has proven, and Deion Sanders has proven, the Cleveland Browns, well, they're a joke. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers has been rejuvenated like Stella got her grooves back. Aaron Rodgers went to Jamaica. He met one of them fine Jamaican Caribbean sisters, and they done rejuvenated Aaron Rodgers. He didn't need any performance enhancement. His performance enhancement was those beautiful black women. Salute to the beautiful black women because they done hyped up Aaron. Aaron is somewhere else because Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers offense were cutting up and dissecting that so-called elite Browns defense. Tight end Washington was open on every play. And I'm going to tell you, the tight end Washington for the Steelers, he's about to be a great offensive lineman. They are going to convert him very soon. He is big, nasty, and he's getting pancakes like we were on IHOP on a Sunday. It was IHOP on a Sunday. That overrated Browns defense, pancakes after pancakes. The Browns D looks slow, confused, and tired. And let's just be real, they were exhausted because their quarterback kept giving them 3 and outs with those predictable screen and 5-yard throws. Let's keep it a buck. Dillon Gabriel's stats only look decent to people who didn't watch the game. Watch they gaslight Dillon Gabriel's stat and said he was good, he wasn't to blame. Watch that. They didn't watch the games, ladies and gentlemen. ESPN, they don't watch the games. They're hit pieces. 6 completions, 47 yards in 2 quarters. Remember, that's all he had during the first 2 quarters. 6 completions, going 6 of 8, and you think he's good when they're 5-yard throws. That's embarrassing. That man confidence is shot. You can see it in his eyes. He's not used to being hit, not used to pressure at UCF, Oklahoma, and Oregon. He had 4- and 5-star protections all around him. Go watch it. Max protection for Dillon Gabriel. But this is the NFL. That max protection bullshit belongs for Pop Warner football. Not even high school uses max protection. The truth comes out quick. DJ BlessOne was correct. Shedeur Sanders is sitting right there, and he's ready to go with better awareness, better poise, and a higher football IQ. But Kevin Stefanski refuses to play the quarterback he hates, because if Shedeur Sanders shines, it proves Kevin Stefanski been wrong this whole entire time, and that might cost him his job. I don't know how he didn't cost himself his job 4 years ago, but we know Jimmy Haslam, what he's doing with this dysfunctional organization. So, guys, as we close out, so yeah, Browns fans, enjoy your 106-yard offense, your endless flags, and your Pop Warner playbook. The defense is tired, the offense is predictable, and your coach is scared of his own bench, aka i.e. Shedeur Sanders. If Shedeur Sanders doesn't get a shot soon, listen to me, guys, it's not because he's not ready. It's because the people running this awful, godforsaken team don't want to be exposed. Dillon Gabriel and Kevin Stefanski's boyfriend, which is Dillon Gabriel, are kryptonites for this Browns team. The NFL media won't say it, but I will. You guys, let me know in the comments, did the Browns justify this Dillon Gabriel leprechaun behavior? Did the Browns just wasted another season protecting a watered-down generic quarterback who can't even play? Because I'm telling you, Shedeur Sanders would have cooked the Steelers on this God Sunday. Let me know how you guys feel, but give me my goddamn theme song!
I've been broke so many